Ross, the boss time, thanks to Points Betting, Ross. It's heating up. 2 weeks to go. There's final spots up for grabs. Let's take a look at the market, Ross. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who takes those final 2 spots? I don't think the Eagles are even safe anymore.
I think Essendon, the form they're in, and I haven't jumped off the Tigers in a long time, getting back to form. GWS not far behind them.
Well, let's take a look at that ladder and who teams have got to play. You're confident the Eagles beat the Dockers, aren't you?
Yeah, because the Dockers, it's hard to say, but they are undermanned. They've lost a few more. Brayshaw's out, so Fife out, Walters, they're young. Eagles still played some good footy against Melbourne. I think they found a little bit in that last 20 minutes I'll take a lot out of. Giants, can they replicate what they did at Cardinia Park? And can the Tigers reproduce their second half contest pressure turnover game? It's really interesting. I think Essendon, their attack is just marvellous, but the Suns are capable. And at Marvel, they come back to Marvel, they should play there every week, the Suns. So, and the Pies, they're up and down, but they'll challenge you if you give them a look and they can score. So, which is Essendon's weakness, defending.
It's a massive Friday night game. We couldn't have asked for anything better. A final spot up for grabs. It's the Giants and the Tigers at Marvel Stadium. And here's what Damien Hardwick had to say earlier in the year about what he thought of Marvel Stadium.
Look, the truth of the matter is you can play Richmond games here, but they don't come. Mate, I hate coming here. Probably shouldn't say that, but...
Why is that?
Hey?
Why is that?
Well, the MCG has got soul. It's got Richmond people there. Our people don't come here. Plain and simple.
Wouldn't it be amazing, Ross, if his season ends at the hand of the Giants, who chose to play this game at Marvel Stadium?
And we'll keep repeating it, going back to it. Look, I think it's superfluous. I don't think it matters. But, you know, clearly they love the MCG. Yeah. But they'll take great confidence out of what they did last week, and they go to a... Not their favourite hunting ground, but they used to win anywhere. They want to be in anywhere, anytime team again. And he's a great coach, great leader. I think he'll have them revved up to the max.
Ross, let's take a look at what happened. You picked up something last week. These are unbelievable numbers from the Tigers v North Melbourne.
Yeah, and based off Damien's comments, which we'll get to. But first half, we know North controlled the ball, pass it, keep the pressure off. 73. Yep. Teams used to take that in a game against the Tigers, let alone a half. And then the second half, on the back of instruction from Damien, they reduced it to 30, and you can see the score turn around 73 points. So we're going to have a look at the vision, what North did. Have a listen to Damien.
Show us, Ross, what they got wrong in that first half.
Yeah, well, you can just see them sitting off here, not sliding, not folding back quick enough. Their tease distance, they're just off them. North could just pick and choose. You can see Hall, no one checking the dangerous run of the overlap. And just an uncontested mark. So plenty of time and space through the corridor. Tigers deny the corridor. This is a quick turnover. This is the other end, but we're going to freeze it now. So when we talk about there's the free player, Richmond defender sees him out. We talk about one goes, we all go. We go simultaneously. He's taken 2 steps. That's Grimes at his best. Vlosten's back here. They would go bang, 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 and they'll tidy it up. So they're slowing their reaction times. So you can just see he comes, there's Vlosten, he should be up on him, he's up on him, they tidy it up. They'll be talking about that at half-time. At their best, they tidy that up. One goes, we all go.
Ross, we'll get to where Richmond turned it around after half-time, but this is what Hardwick had to say after the game about what they had to fix in that game at half-time.
We had a young half-forward line and, you know, they get back pretty hard, they rotate behind the ball and then when they get the ball, they just chip that, 12 to 15 metre kick sideways, which starts a chain. So we put some more experienced guys up there in Edwards and Baker, and they got a better understanding at this stage of their careers how to nullify those kicks. So that was a good positive move for us.
Wonderful coaching. Put experience in the front half. Ross, show us how they did it.
And identify what they've got to do. So protect the corridor. But you can see Edwards here. There's the experience. He's side on, bumper bars up, 45, pistols up. He's defending his player to the left. And there's Hall in the corridor. So he teases, jockeys, and then Uniacke. He covered 3 with his end. The young player just looks at the ball. And you see here, North are out, Zeebel's out, and you can just see that slide we spoke about before. He'll recognise and trust. He'll come across to him, and they'll tidy this up because they work together. So as we let it run, there's Zeeble, that's Edwards again, comes forward. He holds enough where they couldn't get up the corridor. Then if you stopped it there, they're all numbered off. Come forward, left to loose out the back. So they fixed their forward pressure. Here, chase from behind, come forward to defend, force them wide, and the error comes. They keep at them. And then come forward, off your opponent, close the space, turn up. That's Richmond at their best.
Yeah, great to see them back in the finals mix. And one guy who has been back, Ross, who makes a massive difference is Nick Boston. Nick took 14 marks on the week. And I just see here, there's a young guy, Eddie Ford, who's new to the game. he sees Vlosten and he's not going to mark the footy, so he starts to lay off his opponent. So we let this one run. Just such a smart player. 30 disposals, 14 marks, realising that a young kid's not running to the great spots, and he did it all day long.
Yeah, you go to dumb spots or not smart spots, but then he's good enough to win his one-on-ones. He's hard, he's tough, he's smart, he reads the cues and gets to the line of the ball. So if you're playing him, you've got to get to the line of the ball in time your leading pattern.
Yeah, and that one was Bailey Scott, where he just knew even from a 6-6-6 that he's not going to win it. And this one again reads the play really, really well. So what I'm saying is, for the Giants at home, Matty Buntine, for the first time this year, we've seen Tom Stewart have a run with player. I thought he did a great job, kept Stewart to 9 disposals, even a bit of this, kick a goal, hit him in the chest. I love seeing that.
A bit of retro coaching. Leon's gone back to the tag and the defensive forward. So all of these clips, you'll see Buntine in the contest with Stewart and making him defend. Line of the ball, in the contest, and then had some offensive impact as well. Stewart, you normally go, where's his opponent? So great coaching by Leon also, who's had a great year in the box.
Ross, who's your tip on this one? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a tough one. Look, that's a flip of the coin, really. I think if Caden McIntosh comes back on the wing, I think Richmond can get it done, although Giants are a number of ins. It's very difficult, but I've always erred towards Richmond.
Hey, Ross, we're going to look at the top 4 sides now and how critical it is. You see these coaches of the top 4 sides. If you can think you're going really well, like the Bulldogs have been, and you get hit with your bookends, which get hurt in the space of a month. And
well, that's
see
why
here,
it's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
So you need, as a coach, you're sitting there just waiting for the games to get done. They've had a great year. Keith, like their key defender, then Bruce, heartbreaking, innocuous, right near the end, an ACL. So he's lost his bookends, Bevo, you know, and they've had a great year. They can compensate, but to really give you best chance, we all know it's KPI. If I walk in, go to the Dockers St Kilda, my players fit, available, and on the same page. You need, it's a KPI availability. Brisbane didn't have an injury run for 2 years. They've struggled a bit this year with the injuries.
Ross, you've got to get your timing right, don't you? It's about who the best side is from this point on. I want to ask you, is Port Adelaide the sleeping giant? I know people will say, who have they beaten? Because it's been the Suns and the Swans, who are a good side.
Even that comment. They've won an easy game in the AFL, and they've won 6 out of the last 7.
Only lost to Melbourne.
And I hear the narratives, they haven't been a top 4, and I see, but they haven't been that far off. But they've had, we'll get to their availabilities. I think to earn top 4 is a treasured opportunity, and then they've all lost key players. Barters, Durs, mate. You know, they've lost Fantasia, Robbie Gray. Like, their quality. I think they're going to... They played their best footy early last year. We all admired out of the hub. I think they're going to come late. As you said to me, he's experimented with his tall forwards, small forwards. He's had to be creative.
Yeah, and what this is, Ross, is the run that these guys will get. Gun players into the finals. So, you know, Rosie gets 5 weeks at it. Butters gets 5 weeks.
Perfect.
So their guns are going to get plenty of time in the lead into the finals.
They won't be fatigued. They'll be cherry ripe. They're not going to be thin.
Yeah.
They'll be bouncing around. They'll be smelling the liniment.
Whereas
I think it's incredibly exciting for Kenny. He's persisted and persevered and showed faith, taken the heat that a lot of coaches are going through, and he's a real opportunity. They only need to play their best footy over the last 4 weeks of September.
A side you and I both rate is Geelong, but where we want to show that is the doubt so many of their guys. It's getting closer to finals. Eddie said we might bring the grand final back a week, but it's not great continuity.
Key cogs.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, Jeremy Cameron, we know, has really just changed the profile of that forward line. And Tui just is a clutch player, kicks goals, run. Mitch Duncan and Isaac Smith is the other. I thought watching it, where was their run? Where's Isaac and Mitch Duncan? Where's the through the line? So I think they can get going. Graham Myers, that small forward, that pressure. So hopefully they get him back. We want to see the best playing the best. But it's a challenge for Chris. I think he'll overcome it. Yeah. But you'd rather be Kenny getting the momentum and getting them all back rather than losing soldiers like Bevo. And to finish, we'll look at the premiership market and where it actually does stand, Ross. And Geelong still the favourites, along with the Western Bulldogs. Melbourne, with a great win, have come into it, and a few smokies down the back end there. Yeah, I think anyone can win it. Yeah. I'm still Geelong at their best. They're on a mission and they had a slip last week, but I think they'll get back on the horse against St Kilda and they'll be back to their brutal best.